Good evening. I'm JJ. And I was going through my book today, and I was listening to Oprah a couple years ago, and she said every day she writes down 5 things that she's grateful for. I was going through my book and in my phone, and it said, "Love Mari daily." Mari was a dear friend of mine. He just passed away on the 22nd of July, 2022. Never had such a crushing blow in my life. We wasn't in a relationship. It was a situationship. But we had a bond that's gone over for a long time. Have you ever seen somebody so crushed and so destroyed that they refuse to accept love or to even think about it? I would tell him I love you. He wouldn't speak to me for 2 weeks. He was so crushed from his childhood traumas that extended right on through his teenage years into his 20s. I can't remember which scientist it was, but they say stress causes cancer. And he had stomach cancer. If you have children, I want you to look at them. What price would you take for them? Hear me out. What price would you take for your child? If any number comes into your head, you're who I'm talking about. I hope there is no, because with mine, there is enough money. There is enough money in the world for me to give them up. But every day, a mother or father, they sell their child for drugs, for money, for power. It seems like sex runs the entire world. You hear about politicians, sex offenders. But you never hear about the mother or the father that sells their child. Or gives them to a drug dealer or some other pervert so they can have sex with them so she can get her fix. You don't think it happens? It happens more than you think. For a couple of years, me and Mari, we would sit out in front of his grandmother's house, and he would tell me the stories of his childhood. Oh, how it made me cringe. When he was 6, a man raped him and burst his little rear end his butthole open. He still had the scars on him to this day. He was 25. He used to tell me the stories, and we'll get to them later on because I'm going to tell you his story. And I'm going to tell you my story. But the meaning for this is justice for Mari. Whenever I tell you the beauty that was on the outside, whenever he passed away, it's like God turned him inside out. And I seen a vision. God gave me a message. This is what he looked like on the inside. It looked like it wasn't him. As beautiful as he was, whenever he died, it transformed. And it's a message, that's why I'm doing this right now. He looked like a demon in the casket. I put a rose on his chest and it fell off, and I didn't even want to touch it. It's happening every day. It happened to me whenever I was 9. And you'll see a video because the sidewalk that I walked down as I was groomed to be raped. That's where I lost my innocence. And then I just hid it. You know, I sunk it down deep into my subconscious. And then my aunt asked me whenever I was 19 because I was in homosexuality, and she, you know, there has to be a cause for it. Well, there was. Back then you didn't talk about that kind of stuff. But as I got older, I found out that it was more common in our families and, you know, around the world. We brush it up under the rug. Are you going to brush it up under the rug if something happens to your child? You say no until you get put in that position. We're scared to stand up to people. We don't want the embarrassment. But I'm going to tell you, I went through 30 years of drug addiction, prison. And I wish I would have said something. But you never know what a person puts into a child's head. It's for you to watch and see the signs. I went to prison, and in January 2013, I was standing on the rec field because I had made some mistakes with my older kids. God gave me a chance to be a father and to do it the right way. And He did. He blessed me in abundance. But whenever I come home, it's like He was drawing people into my life that was selling their children. You know, and they look like happy families. But oh, was it the opposite? I believe this is my purpose. Is to expose it, bring light to it, and help heal. Because whenever my friend died, I've never felt the pain. My mother scared my family. The torment that I went through, just how I was breaking down, and I've never felt that kind of pain in my life. But it's like His pain coming to me. And people say, well, He's at rest now, He's at peace. It wasn't about that. He should have had peace here. But we're going to get justice for Maury. My goal is to get a bill passed. If a parent touches their child or sells their child, I would prefer death, but life sentence, no questions. They should never see the light of day again. Our duty as a parent is to protect our child. Tell me in your comments. I'm new to this YouTube thing. I watched it a lot, but I don't know really. I mean, I know how it works, but just comment, share, and bring some people, because I'm going to be doing episode after episode. Because I've got 6 years worth of stories to tell. Well, 6 years of truth to tell. And we're going to get justice for Maury. I really appreciate you tuning in. And that's going to be the name of this, Justice for Maury. Thank you.